So, what makes a story good? According to Hinton, a good mystery challenges the mind, but also readers want not only to solve the mystery, but watch the characters grow and change. Obviously, this idea doesn't just apply to mystery, it says something bigger about genre in young adult literature. So, we're thinking about like what defines a mystery, how it works in young adult literature, and what these stories are actually teaching young readers. And the fictional ghetto, which a fictional ghetto is happens when critics and readers treat a genre as low quality and predictable. It's like this elitist mindset that assumes that certain types of stories like mystery or romance are automatically less meaningful and not scholarly. Romance, for example, is my favorite genre, and it often gets boxed in like this. If it's labeled as romance, people assume it's cliche, repetitive, or lacking depth. And here's the frustrating part, because if it does something unique, like blending in mystery or fantasy or adventure, it gets relabeled. Suddenly, it's not just romance anymore. So for a book to have literary value, it has to automatically be more than its genre. We definitely see that in young adult mystery too, especially with Two Can Keep a Secret. So Two Can Keep a Secret was a New York Times bestseller, which shows how widely it resonated with readers. People are clearly engaged, trying to solve the mystery, connect the characters, following their growth. But at the same time, it isn't widely known. It isn't winning any major literary awards. That contrast is interesting. It suggests that even when a young adult mystery succeeds in challenging readers and developing characters, which is what Hinton describes, it can still be overlooked in the elite literary spaces. Okay, since I'm talking about it being overlooked in the elite literacy spaces, it's young adult literature is in itself a fictional ghetto. It makes me think that like why do these books capture and captivate readers on a large scale but not ever receive critical recognition? So it brings up the question of like, are we valuing the impact of stories or just how well they fit certain expectations of what serious literature looks like? Because if we go back to that definition, this book absolutely succeeds. It challenges the mind, it shows characters growing and changing. And honestly, that's true in all of these genres that go through that, like sci-fi, and romance isn't just about relationships, it's vulnerability, identity, and emotional change. Fantasy isn't just world building, it's power, morality, belonging. But it matters even more in young adult literature because they're often dismissed as simple and less serious, especially because we kind of dismiss teenagers that way a lot of the time. And they're doing some of the more important work, like teaching readers how to navigate the world and exploring identity and relationships and independence and growth. Mystery can teach critical thinking. Romance can teach emotional awareness. A dystopian story can teach us skepticism about authority. And these aren't shallow lessons that should just be written off. So when we label these genres as low quality, we're not just dismissing the stories, we're dismissing the lessons that they carry along with them. And a strong story challenges us and shows us how these characters are changing. So maybe the goal isn't just to escape these labels of genre, but how we think about them. It's not just entertainment. It's inadvertently teaching important lessons.